Welcome back to Down to the Wire. I'm your host, Broden Kreitler. Whether you're a diehard sports fan or love the thrill of competition, we've got the latest highlights, breakdowns, and stories that keep sports fans on the edge of their seats. Let's jump into this week's episode. All right. Well, thank you, Coleman, for being here with me today.
Yeah, no problem.
Starting it off here, what are your expectations for this season on and off the court?
Well, I think our coaches, we've talked a lot, and we always have high expectations, for our kids, and to expect a lot out of them as far as working hard and things like that. We've honestly been a program that really hasn't said, hey, we've got to win districts or we've got to win this for it to be successful. We don't want kids to really think about that. So, really. Our expectations are guys just to come in, work hard, be good teammates, and try to improve throughout the year. That's what we want our guys to focus on. And because we believe that if you do those things and throughout the season and in practice, that the other stuff kind of comes, success comes. And so now, to say that we don't believe that we can win some big games this year and have a chance to win conference and districts. We definitely do have those expectations. We bring back a lot of guys. We only graduated one, and he was a big piece. But with the experience that we have and the guys that we have on the team, we do believe that we can kind of do some big things as far as in the win column and maybe winning some tournaments and things like that. So I would say we have some high expectations. We think we have guys that we can do things that maybe we haven't done in the past. So we're kind of interested in trying some of those things. Also, and then off the court, like most coaches would probably say, we want our guys to just become better people in the process.
Yeah, for sure.
We're always trying to teach things. We talk about our 6 pillars all the time: being productive and prepared, and being poised, things like that. And we want our guys to relate that to real life.
Yeah, piggyback on to what you said. You don't really try and all talk about winning. As a player, I definitely know what you're talking about there, because you guys, in practice, it's not all about winning. It's rarely do you guys ever talk about winning. It's always, just compete, work hard, and, the wins will come with that.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you really just focus on the end goal, no matter what it is, then you kind of maybe lose sight. And if you fall short, it's still not that maybe you weren't successful, because maybe you did make big improvements or you did, good things throughout that time. And just because maybe you didn't get that win, and it's kind of the same way in life, I think, for kids, need to realize that, it's the journey that you go through things. And so if you're constantly thinking, once I get here, I'll be happy. Once I get here, I'll be successful. And then, and you don't reach that, then you kind of let up. And so, we try to have that same philosophy in basketball.
Oh, for sure. Well, moving into this year, how has the team improved or maybe changed since last year?
I think, again, we bring a lot of guys back, so I don't know that there's a lot of change. We definitely are going to I think we've gotten stronger. I've just seen that over the first couple weeks. And not just like lifting weight stronger, but just the way we play and tougher. We're rebounding a lot better, which is something that we're going to have to do. But we just kind of see that toughness a little bit. And I think that comes with experience. And so basically having everybody played last year and got a lot of experience, you're seeing that now.
Exactly, yep.
On the defensive end, we are probably doing something a little bit different, and that's switching screens a lot more. And I think that is a testament to the guys, too, because it's to me, it's harder to switch screens, and so they have to work a little harder, and they got to communicate. And we did that this summer, and we've seen a lot of success with it.
Oh, for sure. I mean, in practice, we're always switching screens a lot this year, and doing it in practice is definitely going to help us. I feel like our team's just definitely, getting more used to it, and like I said, we're doing it in practice a lot, which is going to translate to games.
Yeah, and it's not an easy thing. One thing that we'll probably start to see in some games is getting some mismatches. That's going to be the hard part about it. Guarding people that maybe you wouldn't put them on it because they're bigger or faster or whatever. But I think we're understanding the concept, and that you can maybe guard somebody that might be a little bit faster than you by creating pressure, and then the other guys are also there to help out, so
Oh yeah,
it,
for sure.
it's a man to man, but it's
Yeah.
really like a team thing, just like most people would say.
Hmm. Well, as far as like I just said, compared to last year, maybe what systems or styles of offense, how are you changing up this year or keeping it pretty much the same?
Yeah, I mean, we're not really changing a whole lot as far as our offenses go. We basically run kind of some people would say a motion offense. It's kind of a
Hmm.
mixture between a motion screen away offense and a dribble drive attack. And we ran that last year, and it's kind of our first year. So
Yeah.
I feel like it was successful for us, or our scoring ability was pretty high. And I think some of that was because of the offense, and then, we pushed the ball, and our transition game was really
Hmm.
good. And so as coaches, we kind of felt like that's something that we don't really need to change. And so we'll continue to get better at that. One thing we might do is set some more ball screens. We started to do that towards the end of the year a little bit, but I do think
Yeah.
that's something we're probably going to add and do a lot more. So I don't know, offensively, I'm not really going to see, I think, a lot of changes to what we're doing. We just want to improve on it.
Yeah, and I feel like, with the guys, the same guys we had from last year pretty much, that we do a really good job on the, our offensive in the motion kind of action with the guys we have. I mean, they don't, it's not a set play exactly.
Yeah,
You just go off of it and, whatever happens, make the read. And I
yeah.
feel like our guys that we have this year, did it last year and definitely used to it and are really good in that scenario.
One thing it takes is having almost all your guys have to be that way. I mean, we're doing a 4 out 1 in. Maybe your post player doesn't have to be able to play at that manner, but we do a 5 out, and
Hmm.
it's sometimes it's hard to find. Not only 4 or 5 guys, but then your subs that come in that can play at that kind of pace and with that ability.
Oh yeah.
And we do have that. You guys do a great job of reading, and not saying that we're perfect when we do it, but I guess really the basic thing is that you guys know how to play, and you're not
Yeah.
robotic. And there's nothing wrong with robotic offenses. We've done that in the past, and we did that a couple years ago and won a district running that
Hmm.
kind of offense because that was the style of kids we have. And
Oh
so
yeah.
we try to adapt to that, and I think you guys are doing a great job of that.
Yeah, that definitely helps, knowing what kind of players you have that year. That definitely helps leading on to the offense and what you're trying to go for that year.
Yeah, it makes it tough in high school because you kind of, you get what you get, as far as your kids come. Colleges can kind of
Hmm.
run that same style most of the time because they can recruit to the style that they want to play. So if you're a person who likes bigs and setting a lot of big screens and things like that and post up, high-low action, they recruit to that style
Yeah.
like Kansas does, or you got guys like in Alabama who are the dribble drive attack, and so
Hmm.
they recruit to that. So
Yeah.
in the high school level, it does make it a little harder. You kind of, you get the players you got,
Oh,
and so
for
you
sure.
kind of have to change a little bit.
Yeah. Well, looking at seasons, different seasons, what do you what would you call a successful season?
I kind of think that goes back to question number one. Obviously, we set goals, and you want to win more games than you lose.
Hmm.
If you're looking at win-loss record, that's a big one. We kind of set a goal of trying to get to 20 wins. That's something that I haven't
Yeah.
done as a coach. Who have been at 19 a few times and 18, but I think the record at St. Gen is 20 wins, and so we kind of in the back of our mind set that goal. Again, not
Yeah.
getting there doesn't mean we don't have success. Winning a tournament, winning a district, things like that, I think
Hmm.
on paper would show success. But at the end of the day, at the end of the year, we hope that a success means that guys have worked hard, improved on their game, enjoyed what being on the basketball team and part of the program. It's not easy.
Yeah.
So when I say enjoy, it's not like they show up every day and have fun, but
Hmm.
enjoyed building relationships, and again, at the end of the year, that's kind of what we're looking for as coaches.
For sure. And that definitely brings back the topic of like, in practice, I was saying you don't preach winning every game. You don't always talk about winning. It's always compete, that day, whatever day it is, that practice, just compete, get better that day, and go from there. The wins will come.
Yeah, yeah, and exactly. And some coaches may think that that's maybe not the right philosophy they have that,
Mm-hmm.
but I think for us and high school kids, and so, a lot of you guys, this is the only time you'll play basketball. You're not, going to play in college. Your goal
Mm-hmm.
isn't, working to make millions in the NBA. Some guys, they enjoy other sports more, and so it's maybe their second or third sport, and
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that either. And so, those goals to me of just improving and building those relationships is what's matter and what you're going to remember. I can't tell you our record from high school. I could tell you some key games that I remember
Yeah.
and things that happened with friends during practice. But to really tell you our records and things like that really isn't what sticks in your mind.
Oh, for sure. Looking forward to this year, what are some key games or rivalries you're looking forward to the most?
Yeah, there's actually a lot, and for different reasons. I really like our DeSoto tournament at the beginning of the year because the competition is really good.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to play teams,
Yep.
have a chance to maybe play Sykeston and Cape Central and Fort Zumwalt West.
Mm-hmm.
Fox, who is a really big school, maybe hasn't been the greatest lately, but I know that they bring everybody back and Class 5, I believe, or maybe even Class 6. So I really like that, and we've been competitive. We've never won it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Yeah.
DeSoto's kind of or is where I went to high school. And so to me, it would be nice. That's kind of something I'm looking forward to. And I think we have a team that might surprise some people in there if we're able to play well and beat some of these, better teams and well-known teams like a Sykeston or a Cape. Mentioned DeSoto. That's always a big game for me from being there, and
Yeah.
I always have a lot of family and friends that kind of watch that, and friends that have kids that are on the team, and
Mm-hmm.
so that one kind of means something to me. I know the Valley game obviously is a big
Yeah.
rivalry game for you guys,
Oh, for
the
sure. Yeah.
crosstown rivals. And then I think Hayti is another one. This is the first year we're going to play them. I think they're going to be really really good. They're a smaller, I think, Class 2 school, but
Mm-hmm.
I think they're going to be one of those top state teams in Class 2, and so I'm kind of excited to see that game. And then
Oh,
I think
yeah.
you would have to include, your conference games are always important.
For sure, yeah. And stating back to the Soto tournament earlier the year, that's definitely a big one. If we do good in it, that's definitely going to make a statement at the beginning of the year, and you definitely want that moving forward. And it's your first pretty much games of the season,
Yeah,
so
I think it gives you confidence,
oh, for sure.
if you can knock off one of those teams, and I think that's even if we've lost, we've played Sykeston, who's
Mm-hmm.
usually a top 10 team in the state in class 5. We've played close to them, and I
Yeah.
think that gives us some confidence knowing that we can play with a lot of teams. And then there's tournaments that you coming up, our Christmas tournament. Getting wins against good teams like that is
Oh, for
something that
sure. Yeah.
kind of maybe helps you when it comes to seeding those tournaments also.
Yeah. Getting into a bit of, I guess, your coaching background. What got you into coaching basketball?
Yeah, that's kind of a funny, I don't know if it's funny, but a different story. I was a college football player, and when I was in college, I didn't think much. I wanted to be a teacher. That's what I was going to school for. I figured I would coach, but kind of figured I would coach football,
Mm-hmm.
since that's kind of what I was better at. I played high school basketball, and Mark Gibson, Coach Gibson, who was the basketball coach here. I grew up. He was from DeSoto. He was kind of like a father figure to me. Was teaching down here, and he, was coaching basketball. He said, "Hey, how would you like to come down and help?" I was able to do my student teaching in the second grade here,
Mm-hmm.
and so that year when I was doing my student teaching the second semester, I just kind of helped out for just for fun, and then I got a job here. It was kind of a good
Yeah.
end. And so when I got a job here the next year, I was an assistant for Coach Gibson. I also kind of got into football coaching. We coached middle school football together. And then after I think 1 year, maybe two, I can't remember, Gibson decided he kind of wanted to give that up, and I just kind of fell into place. So I didn't have a lot of experience as far as being a head coach or really
Mm.
coaching in general a year.
Yeah.
And so it just kind of opened up and I took it. And, I still didn't think that this would be like something I would do
Yeah. A
for 30
huge part of your
years
life. Yeah.
for basketball because I, again, was still doing football and thought maybe I would move up through the ranks there or something. And honestly, never thought about being a head coach. You know, when I thought about coaching football, I thought I would be an assistant and work with running backs and things like that because that's what I did. And I
Hmm.
kind of fell in love with it. You know, not that I still don't like football. I do. I watch it all the time, but basketball, for some reason, the coaching aspect just seemed a little bit more exciting for me, and
Yeah.
I love coaching in practice, especially. And so that's kind of how I got my start, and that's been about 20 years ago. So
Wow. Big football guy. I didn't know you're that big of a football guy.
yeah, I mean, like I said, and it was my number one sport in high school. Went to college. It was what I was best at, just because of probably not that I was a bad basketball player. I
Yeah.
was pretty good at that too, but just my skill level and my attributes really went to football. So
Hmm.
yeah, that was a fun playing college football for 4 years. It was a small Division III school, but still got to go on road
Oh
trips
yeah.
and played in Minnesota and Oklahoma and Illinois and or South Dakota. So got to travel
Oh
and
yeah.
really make
That's
some strong relationships with those guys. We were actually pretty good. Won two conference championships too, my junior and
really
senior year, and
wow.
got to play in the Minnesota Vikings dome. Back then, the Vikings had their dome, and that's
Dang.
where our conference championship was. So yeah, that was a big part, and I kind of figured that's what I would continue to do. But I guess life just had something different for me.
Yeah. Well, I think, playing football and basketball, and you said you were a football coach for a while, that definitely helps being a basketball coach. You maybe see some different drills, some different things to help athletes get better, not just at basketball, but being a better athlete in general. Some things a lot of football coaches do to help athletes get better at being an athlete, and that
Yeah,
definitely helps.
yeah, there's a lot of overlap in every sport. I mean, obviously there's a lot of difference too, whether it's hand-eye coordination or just toughness and your foot movement and things like that. And so, I did learn a lot about that type of thing going through,
Hmm.
football. And I definitely pull that into basketball. I mean, when I became a basketball coach, I was always a defensive guy anyways in basketball. So when I first started, that was kind of what I knew best and
Yeah.
what we focused on. And I felt like our teams were really good, and we were strong and we knew how to rebound, and things like that. And, but my offense wasn't, I don't think my offensive coaching was very good. And so that's something I've had to learn a lot. But, I try to preach to kids all the time about, playing multiple sports
Hmm.
because it does help you. I have no doubt in my mind that as a football player and going to college, that basketball, the agility and the footwork, carried over into the football field. That was one of my strengths, my agility. I wasn't super fast.
Yeah.
I was a running back that ran the ball hard and a
Hmm.
lot. Never could break an 80-yard touchdown because I didn't have that breakaway speed,
Yeah.
but I was shifty and tough. And I think that kind of came from probably being a basketball player. It,
Oh,
it
for sure.
definitely
Yeah.
helped. And I think vice versa. Not that I have guys that aren't tough basketball players, but usually those football guys that play basketball, they just come in and they have a little bit of that toughness,
Oh
the
yeah.
contact.
Yeah.
They're used to that kind of physicality.
Hmm.
And so I think it just helps all around to be a well-rounded athlete.
Oh yeah, for sure. It definitely helps playing football or any other sport leading into basketball. As far as coaching style, how do you think your coaching style has changed, throughout the years?
Yeah, I guess style is a question or what I'm not sure what you might be looking for there, but I think if I had a more of a philosophy than a style, I guess it is something I'll steal from Coach Robinson, who constantly talks about a blue collar worker,
Hmm.
and that's kind of he guy he is. And I think that, and I'm kind of the same way. Is we just want to outwork people.
Oh yeah.
It was funny or kind of nice. We got to go up and see Michigan State practice this
Hmm.
this year, and Tom Izzo, and I think we have those same philosophies. He's big on defense and rebounding and playing tough, and I think that's kind of the style and the kind of philosophy that we have here. Especially. Because it is a football school,
Oh yeah.
and you have those type of players. When I first started, that's kind of especially the way we played. And there was a
Hmm.
lot of referees that I don't know if they would admit it, but I've heard other people say that that's how we played on the basketball court, and then a lot of times they called it that way.
Yeah.
We would be in a lot of foul trouble because they just said we were too physical and too tough the way we played.
Yeah.
We've gotten better at that. I'm not saying we weren't that physical, but I think that's just the style that we like as coaches. Because it's what you can control. The offensive stuff, obviously you can work on that. I really tell our guys a lot of times, when basketball season starts, if you're not working on your shot, you can improve a little bit, but if you're going to be a great shooter, you got to do that outside of the season. And so what we can control is how hard we work and how tough we are and how good our defense is.
For sure, yeah. That definitely, with the time you have in practice, you can't devote it all to just skill development. You definitely got to work team-wise, team-based things to help the team get better, chemistry, just overall team play.
Yeah,
and like
definitely.
you were just talking about, if you want to be good, you got to, outside of practice, get those skill work in and, shoot.
Yeah, dribbling, shooting, those two things basically are things that you can do on your own too, and that's a great thing about basketball. If you have a ball, in a basket, you can work on those things by yourself. And like you mentioned, in practice, there's just not enough time. I mean, unless we would practice for 3.5 hours a day, there's not enough time to get all those things in. I think, we do a pretty good job of moving practice along fast and trying to get as much different things in. But to me, it just, again, comes back to how hard are you going to work in your fundamentals and how tough you're going to be when it comes to game time.
All right, I got one last question for you. If you could coach any NBA player in history, who would it be and why?
Yeah, well, it's tough. I mean, there's a lot of good players, and I know somebody made a comment yesterday or the day before in practice that I was a 90s guy.
Yeah, that was me.
And so I guess I would probably go back to some of those guys, and then there was a lot of good ones, and I'm not picking this guy because I think he is probably the greatest player of all time, Michael Jordan. But the one reason why I would pick him, and I'm sure there's plenty of other guys, Larry Bird comes to mind, Tim Duncan, guys like that. But, Michael Jordan, I think if most people would realize, that separates him from everybody else is how hard he did work and in practice. I mean, and of course I wasn't there, but from what you read and what you see in the documentary and things, that how hard he pushed himself and others, to me, that's a guy I want to coach.
For sure,
And so, because when you got a guy like that, whether he is the best player on the team, or the 10th guy that comes off the bench that plays, when you have guys like that have that drive, to me, those are fun guys to coach, because no matter what, they're gonna do what you say and get after it, push each other, and they're not gonna take things for granted. And so to me, those are the fun guys to have around. And so again, I'm sure there's a lot more guys that have that kind of attribute. But being from the 90s and seeing that, I guess that would be who I would choose.
And like you said, he's a hard worker and definitely takes a lot of pride in how hard he works and, all the things he does during practice to prepare for the games. That would definitely suit, like we were just talking about, your coaching style, the blue collar.
Yeah.
That, I knew you were going to pick him, but that definitely translates to, your coaching.
And again, not because he's the probably the greatest player, because it's hard to decide that with different eras and things, because like I said, there's a lot of good players out there and people who have won more. I mean, Bill Russell, and so depending on what statistics you want to look at, who's the best player, but that kind of drive is what I enjoy and out of players. So I think he would be the one.
All right, well, you heard it from Coleman. Thank you for coming in today, spending a little time talking, about expectations and what we have in store for this season.
I appreciate you having me.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Best of luck this season. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That's a wrap for this week's podcast. Thank you for listening and tuning in. If you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, be sure to go check out our one-stop shop website for future sporting events, rosters, blogs, sponsors, and live broadcasts. To get there, just look up sghssportstream.com.
And now, coming to you live and local, using Dragon Pride, this is SGHS Sports Stream, powered by Wirecast, sponsored by Ciro's, and exclusively brought to you by Ste. Genevieve High School.
All right, welcome to tonight's game. Matchup between Ste. Genevieve, the hosting team, as they host the Hayti Indians. Hayti comes in today with a 2-1 record. They've averaging about 63.7 points a game, and they're allowing about 51. St. Gen, on the other hand, is 5-1 right now, averaging about 63 points a game and allowing about 57.5 points to their opponents. Both teams are fresh out of the gate tonight on a Friday that leads into our Christmas vacation here for most schools. We have a week or two off here coming in. And this will be the last regular season game that St. Gen will play until the conference, or I should say the holiday tournament over at Park Hills. Getting ready to stop here for a second for the Star Spangled Banner. We'll be back in a moment. All right, we're back after that. And let's introduce the teams today. St. Genevieve right now, starting for St. Jiv's lineup will be number 2, Parker Stomberg, number 3, Jeffrey Hunter, number 10, Dominic Johnson, number 11, Alex Bosler, and number 30, Eli Bennett. Over onto the other side for the visiting Indians, we got Keanthony Taylor, who is labeled at 0, number 2, Isaiah Love, number 4, Javante Payne, number 11, LaDon Webb, and number 12, Nicolia Combat, as they are called out onto the floor here. Looking to see a little bit of action up and down the court today, and hopefully this will be a good matchup. Both teams look ready to go and ready to play here as we kind of line up. right, as we get ready to play here. And it looks like there was some sort of technical, I don't know. As looks like St. Gen starts off on top, 2-0. There will be no toss-up. There must have been a penalty at the beginning of the warm-up. That could have been a number of things. Maybe somebody having the wrong uniform number reporting in, or it could be somebody slam dunked in on the rim, which they may have called for. So that was 2 shots for St. Gen as they take the ball out here to start the first quarter. And ball goes into Dom. He's going to take it up the court here. Looks like he's going to be man-to-man by Love. Inside pass and a foul. Or no, looks like a ball out of bounds. Look like Dom was trying to throw it to Hunter, went out of bounds, and St. Gen will look to inbound here. 7:51 on the clock as we get started here. Bosler has the ball up top of the key, over to Bennett. Bennett looking over to Hunter. Hunter back to Bosler here. St. Gen trying to work something inside. Bennett makes a move and a step back shot. Misses. And rebounded by Hunter. The putback is no good as the Indians push up the floor here. Number 12, Combat, throws it back out here. As number 4, Payne for Hayti trying to work something inside as he swings it around the horn here. A little line penetration. Good defense there by Stomberg. And a pop from the 3-point. And you can definitely tell tonight if St. Gen wants to have an opportunity, they got to be more aggressive and boxing out and strong underneath. Hayti is pretty big, they're fast, and they are not afraid for contact. Hunter looking to throw in here, gives it to Dom. And passes back up to Hunter, brings it up nice and easy here as St. Gen sets up. Stomberg looks to work inside here as the top of the key, gives it to Bennett. Bennett looking inside to Bosler. Bosler turnaround jumper, and 2 from outside. And it's 6:51 left to play here as number 4, Javante Payne, brings it down the court, coast to coast, misses the layup. Dom gets the return. Bosler tries to throw a pass sideways, passes it out to Hunter, who shoots a tray and nails it. And looks like Payne will bring it back up here as he slows the pace down as Hayti trying to find some open room here to take a shot here. And from deep is number 12, Nicolia Combat. He misses in and out. Hunter will get the ball, goes fast down the court, and fouled by LaDon Webb. That'll be his first foul. As St. Gen will take it out here. St. Gen leading 7-0 in an early stretch. That could change real fast, as the momentum always does in basketball. Inside pass to Hunter, who connects. And timeout for the coach as St. Gen takes an early 9-0 lead with 6:09 left to play. As St. Gen comes out firing and is hitting most of their stuff, which started with the technical foul. And we'll be back in a moment. All right, the Indians will inbound here after the quick 30-second timeout. Number 12, Combat, will bring it up. Swings it over and drives the line as Webb. He is fouled there by, it looks like, Bennett. Webb tried to go baseline, draws the foul as Hayti will take it out here, try to inbound and get a quick strike to get the ball in to Javante Payne. And that's back over to Webb. Webb seeking out Combat. Combat looking inside, swings it back out over to Payne. Payne working something inside. Didn't like what he saw. And they swing it around. And the ball's in and out. Rebounded by Stomberg. He passes it over to Dom. Dom's going to drive, kicks it to Bosler. Bosler trying to work something inside. And gets it tipped over there by, it looks like, one of the Hayti players. So it's going to remain St. Gen's ball. Bosler trying to go baseline and kick it out to Bennett for a three-point shot. Marred there by Hayti. And Bennett gets it in to Bosler. Bosler kicks it over to Hunter from up top deep, and he misses. Dom will get the rebound. He passes it back into Hunter, who goes in and draws the foul, and he'll go to the line for two. Isaiah Love on the blocking foul, trying to defend against Hunter as he penetrated inside on the pass to Dom, and he draws the foul. Hunter goes to the line and hits his first of two. And there will be a replacement there as Sutton comes in for Stomberg. Hayti making a few replacements of their own. And Hunter puts up the second one and hits it. And St. Gen goes up 11-0 here. Hayti looking to try and break the ice here by getting their first score of the night. J.C. Ford will bring it up for the Indians. He kicks it out over there to number 14, Turner. Swung around back over to Ford. Ford picks it up, and goes back to Grant. So it's a totally almost different full rotation Hayty's thrown in here with fresh legs, which could be something to deal with getting down the stretch of the fourth quarter for St. Gen. Good box out by St. Gen. Dom gets the ball. Good defense by number 4, Javante Payne. Nice move by Dom inside, and a little height and miss. Ball's on the ground. Bennett, who shot it, missed it, and just decides to throw it up again. And this time he hits a tray. And it's 14-0 here as Taylor brings it up fast. Looking to shoot here. Number 10, Grant. Grant back over to Payne. Payne dishes it out to Combet. Combet swings it around. Nice penetration inside by number 1, Ford. Ford wasn't able to connect, though. It's dished out to Hunter, who is fouled in the air by number 4, Payne. And that's going to be 2 shots on the line for Hunter here as St. Gen goes up 14-0. That'll be Hayty's 4th foul already with 4:08 left to play in the first period. Nice and smooth there by Hunter as he hits his first of 2. Bennett back, as well as Isaiah Love for Hayti deep here. Bosler will join the crowd as Hunter hits his second one, and there'll be a replacement here as Bennett gets replaced by Stomberg. As tonight, St. Gen's down a man, Broden Kreitler, who normally plays, hurt himself on the last game and kind of hurt the shoulder or whatever. He's going to be out for a week or so, and so St. Gen's kind of they got a small bench, and that's going to be foul on the ground, I think, against Cameron Turner. Turner goes up hard and is fouled immediately on the arm by, looks like Jeffrey Hunter. So Hunter picks up his first foul tonight. Turner looking to connect here and misses the first one as Hayti still trying to break the ice here and put some points on the board. And looks like Hunter will be replaced here by Simon Fritsch, number 15. And the shot is good by Turner, and Hayty's on the board here as Jaham Dunn comes in and replaces Turner. Bosler will inbound here as full court man here. Bosler gets it in over to Stomberg. Stomberg, good defense and a lucky trap, but it was off his foot, and Stomberg turns the ball over. That'll be St. Gen's first turnover tonight, as both teams have been fairly decent at taking care of the ball here. And ball will go to Hayti here as number 10, Grant, swings it in to Payne. Payne looking to go over to Love. Love swings it over to Ford. Ford up top to Grant. He bounces it deep. Ball's tipped right into the hands of number 4, Javante Payne, who gets an easy putback, and that's 2 points. And Dom gets fouled right there by number 2, Isaiah Love. And that may be Love's second foul in this first quarter, and it is. That'll be his second, and he's out. And that'll stay on the ground as St. Gen will, well, they're in bonus now. So looks like Dom will go to the line for 2 here, or 1-1. All right. So the score, 16-3, make that 17-3. 3:29 left to play in the first period as St. Gen is cruising through the first quarter at least right now and in control, but that could change real fast as Dom shoots a second one, nails it. Whistle's blown here as Dom is replaced by Bennett. And St. Gen's up 18-3. As number 4, Payne, brings it up, gives it quickly to number 1, Ford. Ford dishes it out over to number 11, Webb. And Webb back out to Payne. Payne looking to drive, kicks it, and gives it right back to Love, who shoots and misses. Or Ford, I should say. And ball goes back up to Payne as he sets it back up. Ford working inside, easily, nice move inside, and he's fouled. Good drive to the line, and nice little setup there by Hayti as they spread everybody out and put the shortest guy in the middle, leaving him wide open. He drives in, pulls the foul, and that foul will go on Maddox Sutton. That'll be his first, St. Gen's third. And the first one is good by Ford as Hayti starts to settle down here and hit a few buckets. So Payne will be replaced by Combat as Ford hits his second. Inbound over to Bosler. Bosler's going straight down the court. He's going to take it himself and continue to drive. Dishes it out to Fritsch. Fritsch, jump shot miss. Rebounded immediately by Hayti. And they look to push as Webb brings it up. Webb looking to drive inside. Kicks it out to Ford. Ford back to Webb. Webb pulls it out here as he swings it to Combat. Combat looking inside, thinking about it. He gives it right back to him. And nice job there by St. Gen, not drawing the foul, but nice block by Fritsch as the rebound over by Sutton. Sutton will give it to Bosler as St. Gen sets it up here. Bosler out to Bennett. He muffs the pass here for an easy shot and dishes that over to Sutton. Sutton looking inside, nothing there. Picks the ball up, gives it back to Bennett. Bennett looking inside over to Bosler. Bosler has it, looks to drive. Nice move inside, can't finish, but he's fouled. Oh, it looks like it was a charge. So Bosler drives in, and nice job by Hayti defensively, and Bosler's down right now. I don't know if where he was hit, but he is down. And the foul will be on Bosler, an offensive foul, as he's laying down here. And looks like we're going to go check on him, and we'll be back in a moment.
This winter season, share the flavor of Ciro's with a Ciro's restaurant gift card. Perfect for friends, family, teachers, teammates, and anyone who loves good food and good vibes. Whether it's a cozy dinner, a quick bite, or your favorite Ciro's dish, a gift card lets them enjoy it their way. Easy to give, fun to receive, and delicious every time. Pick yours up today at your local.
All right, so Bosler's up and walks it off. It was like his ankle, but he was able to walk off on his own power. But Hayti has the ball from that offensive foul, and they're looking to work something inside here as they methodically start to go to work. Good ball movement here by Hayti as Ford moves the ball around. Nice inside pass. Looks like he walked. Ball's loose. Dom dives for it. And timeout by Coach Coleman for St. Gen with 1:38 left. St. Gen able to get away with a steal, and they'll stop the clock. And it's 18-5. It was a 30-second timeout here with 1:38 in the first period as the visiting Indians starting to move the ball around a little better and working it inside. St. Gen's still firing away, getting a few picks here and rebounding, but definitely has slowed down a little bit. Both teams getting in the foul area. St. Gen has 4 right now, and the Indians have 5. St. Gen will retain the ball as they take it out on the sideline here after the timeout. St. Gen looking to try and pick up their 6th of the season before they go into holiday tournament play. right after Christmas. Bennett will take it inbound. He gives it straight to Sutton. Sutton gives it right up to Hunter. Hunter, nice little fake pump there, and gets mauled by one of his own players. But Hunter will connect on two, try to go for the old-fashioned three-point conversion here with the free throw. As it's 20-5, minute 34. Hunter's hit all his free throws so far, so he's been pretty solid. A lot different than what we saw the other night. He threw up quite a few threes from outside and didn't hit very many of them as he hits this one. And Hunter will be replaced by Fritch. Hayti inbounds here as St. Gen looks to press. Trying to work something. They're looking for the corner here as they dish it back out to number 11, LaDon Webb. Nice baseline, man. He took it hard and went right in there and connected. Ball's loose here as Sutton goes to throw it in. Sutton inbounds over to Dom. Dom just throws it away, and it goes back to Webb. Webb's going to take it himself, draws the foul, and misses the layup. As St. Gen gets nervous and kind of throws it away on that one. That's going to be a foul there for number 2, Parker Stomberg. That'll be his first foul, putting both teams at 5 fouls right now in the first quarter of play. Webb hits the first one of 2. Hunter comes in for Fritch there on the transition. As Webb digs in here. Throws it up, and it sinks nice. Hunter brings it in quick to Dom. Everybody clears out, and it's one-on-one as they go down the court here. Good defense there by number 1, Ford for Hayti. Good pass inside, though, by Dom. He saw Maddox. Sutton underneath. Sutton goes for a quick little hitter from the block, is fouled by number 4, Javante Payne. That'll be Payne's second foul in the first period of play. And first one's no good for Sutton. Fritch will go in for Hunter as Sutton attempts his second shot. 57 seconds left in the first quarter of play, and no good as both balls rock out of there. Ford will bring it down. Ford sends it over to Grant. Grant swings it over there to Webb. Webb at the top of the key as Hayti calling a play here. On the nice movement there. Back over to Webb. Webb from 3, feeling salty. Misses. Nice job there by Stomberg. Stomberg gets the rebound, looks to pass, but he's fouled immediately by Ford. And that will be Ford's at least second foul. Or not. And so Ford now has 2 fouls in the first period of play. Still 32.3 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Stomberg goes to the line for 2 as they're in bonus round right now. And hits the first one. St. Gen doing a lot better on their free throws tonight as opposed to starting out the season. They usually missed almost all of them in the first half before they settled down. Tonight they're hitting them pretty solid. And Stomberg hits the second of 2, 32.3 seconds as the clock goes. 23-9 in the first quarter of play. Combat bringing it down, gives it over to Webb. Webb swings it around to Grant. Grant looking inside to number 22, Dunn. Nice inside move by Dunn. Converts real quick. They get the ball in real quick as Bennett has it. Back to Dom. 10 seconds left. You look for St. Gen to probably just go for a one shot and be done with the clock. Nice move by Dom. He's getting D'd up all over the place. Over to Maddox Sutton. He shoots the hard 2, misses, and that's the way it'll fall in the first quarter of play. St. Gen up 23-11 as Hayti is starting to come back here and find a little momentum. We're going to go into the second quarter of play. We'll be back in a moment.
It takes a community to build a great team, and that's why we are so proud to partner with Ciro's Family Restaurant, a downtown tradition for over 30 years. Ciro's is the perfect place to celebrate a win or just grab a great meal. From their famous pizzas to fantastic pasta and savory sandwiches, they've got all the fuel you need to get loud for the Dragons. Dine in, outdoor seating, or curbside pickup, however you want it. Ciro's delivers. Ciro's Family Restaurant, our sponsor and your spot for great food. Click on the QR code or go online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus.
All right, we come back after our commercial break. Sponsor Ciro's. Always looking for some sandwiches, some pizza, or that elusive salad bar that has so much tasty morsels to it. So Hayti will get the ball coming out here. Webb has the ball up top, looking to swing it around. Gives it up to Ford. Ford looking to find something inside. Little screen and roll, didn't work out for him. Webb one-on-one with Dom on the outside here as he swings it back up to Nicolia Comet. Comet looking inside, dishes the ball, and Bosler's able to pick it apart as it was sent to Taylor. Bosler tries to drive, kicks it out to Dom. Dom shoots a tray, comes up short. It'll be rebounded by Ford, who looks to push. He had Webb inside, and looks like it'll be out of bounds. Nice little hand check there by Bennett to put the ball out. And it looks like Webb and Ford will be replaced here by Payne and Love. And looks like also Combat will come back in. Dish up top to Love to Combat. And number 10, Grant, dishes it inside to Payne, who drives the lane. Leaves his feet, draws the foul for 2 points. And there'll be a blocking foul, looks like by Hunter. And that'll be his second foul as he picked one up each quarter. Coach Coleman trying to argue that it was a charge. As Payne hits his first one. 7:13 left to play here in the second quarter at the beginning as Payne goes to the line here. Javante looks for his second of 2 here. Hits it. And Hunter inbounds real quick to Bosler. Bosler almost loses it, gives it back to Hunter as he comes up unmolested as he goes and swings it out to Bennett. Bennett looking inside, has some open opportunity, gives it to Bosler. Bosler, good defense there by number 4, Payne of Hayti. Hunter drives, not anything there for him to throw to. Looks inside, back to Bosler as he picked the ball up. Bosler looking to drive, nothing there. Little ball move, Bennett for 3 and just misses. Nice rebound there by Payne as he drives the court, dishes it out to number 12, Combat. Combat shoots and misses. It's rebounded by Hunter, and the ball is tipped over by Payne out of bounds. So St. Gen will bring it in. Stomberg, who just entered the game, dishes it back over to Hunter, who brings the ball up. And here comes Hunter as he drives the court, untouched, coast to coast. And that'll be 2 for him. Hayti brings the ball down quick, but then pulls up. 6:16 left to play here, 25-13. Working inside, nice move by number 10, Grant. Grant misses it and is followed by Keanthony Taylor. Taylor just elevates into another level of air, gets the ball, goes to shoot, misses, but draws the foul, and that foul will be on Bennett, and he draws his second foul of the game, and Hayti goes to the line. Taylor misses the first of 2. Payne calling in a play here to Taylor. Probably switching on players here as he shoots 2 of 2, and he hits the second one with a little ring around the collar. Ball will go to Bosler as it's 25-14. Hayti slowly making gains here on St. Gen since the first quarter of play. Dished out to Hunter by Bosler, but he shuffles the feet, gets the walk and the turnover, and 5:58 left to play. 25-14, St. Gen up as they turn the ball over. Payne will bring it up here for Hayti as they spread out the offense and leave Taylor inside. I know they're going to try to work him on the inside. Nice move there by Payne. And Payne was not able to finish on the layup, but Taylor came in again, elevated, got the ball, and got the shot. He converts 2 on it. He'll go to the line for 1. As Hayti now making the difference, and they're down by 9. 25-16, 5:44 left to play. That was a foul by Parker Stromberg. That'll be his second. So St. Gen, slowly everybody on the team averaging about 2 fouls almost right now. Payne bricks the free throw there, rebounded by Stromberg, and that's going to be a foul by number 10, Grant, as he reaches in hard on Dom, and that'll be Grant's first foul for tonight. Hats off to Hayti. They're aggressive in defense, not afraid to foul when they need it, and take some chances here. Bosler gets the ball in, and looks like he's going to draw the foul on Javante Payne maybe, as Stromberg gets it into him. And that'll be his third, and he'll have to sit for a little bit at least, getting 3 in the second with 5:36. And Webb comes in to replace. Bosler inbounds to Dom. Dom moving around, kicks it to Bosler. Bosler, nice inside move, cannot finish, and Fritsch is not able to bring it down. Hayti comes up with the ball, and that's number 2, Love, as Love looking to work it inside. Drives outside, gets it to Grant. Grant goes for 2, misses. Dom gets the rebound off a tip by Stromberg, and Dom brings it up the court. He's got an open move and converts as he goes coast to coast. And that'll be 2 points for St. Gen. Hayti pushes fast, gets the ball down, and we're able to pull off here. Fritsch was getting over, they get there enough. Another nice move inside by number 11. He's not able to finish it, though, as Webb misses the layup. Bosler pushes it, kicks it back out to Sutton. Sutton throws it away, and it's a 2-on-2 and a dunk by Taylor as he gets an open look. 27-16, 4:31 in the game. And Hayti starting to heat up here. Let's see how St. Gen responds. Kicks it out to Bosler. Bosler up top here. Looks over to Dom as St. Gen kind of slows it down just a little bit. And they give it back up to Stromberg. Stromberg kicks it to Bosler at the top of the key here. St. Gen trying to work something inside. And Bosler tries to go for it. He is blocked by number 10, Grant. Grant is able to deny the pass, but it goes out of bounds. St. Gen will retain. As you can tell, St. Gen's running out of a little gas here going into the second quarter, as they only have a limited amount of people to sub for them. And nice job there as Bosler kicks one out to Dom. Dom hits a tray, and a quick timeout by St. Gen as they need a break, as they are going to take looks like a 60-second break here, and we're going to take a break. We'll be right back.
Looking for the perfect spot in downtown Ste. Genevieve? Come enjoy the hometown flavor of Ciro's Restaurant, where great food, friendly faces, and unforgettable meals are always on the menu. From classic comfort dishes to crowd favorite pizzas and pastas, Ciro's serves up fresh, delicious plates that keep locals coming back and visitors talking. Bring your family, meet your friends, or make it a night out, because every meal feels special at Ciro's. Ciro's Restaurant, downtown Ste. Genevieve. Here, good taste comes naturally.
All right, we're back after the timeout. Hayti brings the ball up here, dishes it over to number 2, Love. Love sends it over to Ford, who's back in. They kick it over to number 12, Combat. Combat looking inside, nothing there. Gives it back out to Ford. Ford at top of the key, kicks it over to Love. Love back to Combat, trying to get it inside to Taylor. He decides to shoot and misses the tray. Stromberg with the rebound here. Looks to push, sends it over to Bosler. Gives it back to Stromberg again. It's a stop and shot. Misses it. Bosler comes up with the rebound thanks to a push by Sutton. And St. Gen retains. And Bosler looking to come inside again And he does, and hits the layup. And it's 32-18 as St. Gen retaliates. Comet pulls up here, looking to drive inside. Nice move on the inside there. Not able to finish, and Taylor jumps up and hits another one as a dunk. 32-20 with 3:01 left to play. Bosler gets the ball in over to Dom, back to Bosler. Bosler looking to try to dish if someone's open. Comet giving him a little room to bring it up here as he takes his time. Fritsch looking to screen here. He goes off the pick and roll, nothing there. Dishes it back out to Stomberg. Stomberg over to Bosler. Bosler gives it to Dom. Dom works on the inside, tries to throw one up. He draws the foul off. It looks like maybe 0. Taylor. Nope, that'll be Jay-Z Ford. Ford will pick up his 3rd foul today. Dom at the line here, shooting 2. Hits the first one, 33-20, as St. John's manages to get another back up to a 13-point lead over a couple of miscues and misses by Hayti. Dom looks to hit his second one and does. St. Gen pulls back here as they work the defense, 34-20, 2:33 left to play in the second quarter of play in the first half. Turner looking to kick, throws it away. Bosler sneaky steals. Stomberg kicks it out to Dom. Dom for a tray, and it's off the glass and rebound by Ford, who comes up hard, sends it over to number 2, and that's going to be a blocking foul on Dom as Love drives the hole. Dom wasn't able to get there early enough, and that'll be his first foul. Coach Coleman didn't like that. He thought maybe Dom had position. So Isaiah Love will go to the line for 2, and he misses the first of 2 here. And looks like Turner will come out. He will be replaced by, looks like, LaDon Webb. And another miss. Bosler gets the rebound, looks to drive. He's going to take it to the court. Pulls inside, nothing there. Up to Fritsch. Fritsch from the high top, misses again. And the ball gets down. It's going to be picked up by Love. Love looking to drive hard and misses. And the ball is blocked, hit out of bounds off of St. Gen, and Hayti will retain possession here as it's 34-20, minute 57 left to play in the first half. Looking to fire inside to number 22, Dunn. Dunn positioning, looks to drive, and looks like he traveled on that. And that turnover will go to St. Gen with minute 51 left. St. Gen running out of a little gas here in the first half. You can see they're tired. Bosler definitely sucking wind here, and they give it back to him. He's going to be going against Ford. Very good defensively. Back to Fritsch. Fritsch inside. Fritsch has got to go hard, and he gets fouled and draws the foul by number 22, Jaheim Dunn. And that'll be Dunn's first foul tonight as Fritsch goes to the line, looking to try and cash in here. So minute 40, a little downtime for both teams to breathe here. Fritsch misses one of the first 2. See if he can settle down and hit the second one. Minute 40 left in the first half. Fritsch hits the second one. And Ford pushes it down the court really fast to Webb. Webb looking to throw inside. Had a couple baseline moves. Hadn't been able to convert every time. And Ford looking to shoot a tray is right there. And nice box out there by Sutton. And Sutton is able to get it out to Fritsch. Fritsch, it's tipped over by number 12, Combat. And St. Gen will take the ball out again. Full court, minute 20. St. Gen up 35-20 in the first half. Pass over to Dom. Dom back to Bosler. And Bosler looks to push over Ford, who's playing defense here. Nice move by Bosler on the inside. A shot the hard way off the glass in for 2. And a minute and 6 left to play. Nice job by Bosler finding the open hole and the take. Webb spreads it out here and swings it over to Combat. Combat passes it around to Webb. Webb shoots the tray, misses. Nice move by number 1. Ford. Ford looks to shoot, misses it, and it was rebounded by number 22, Dunn. Dunn, through his momentum and weight, carries the ball out of bounds. St. Gen will retain 37-20. 46 seconds left to play in the first half as Dom gets the inbound here. St. Gen looking to try and put a couple more points on the board before the half, as well as Hayti. And nice little move there by Dom. Bad pass, though, to Bosler. He's not able to convert. He swings it over to Stomberg. Stomberg dribbling around, kicks it over to Dom. 27 seconds left, over to Sutton. Sutton looking inside, back to Dom, over to Bosler. As Bosler letting the clock run here, working to try and find some inside move here as he's dribbling again. Fritsch not able to get the screen, and there is going to be a foul called by the ref, and that's going to be on number 22, Jaheim Dunn, his second. And looks like Trenton Warner may be coming in for somebody as Alex in the bonus will go to the line. So Bosler shooting two here, hits the first one, 38-20. And it looks like Warner he'll rotate in for Stomberg. 13 seconds left in the play, and Bosler hits his second of two here as it's 39-20, 12 seconds left. You look for Hayti to get a shot off here, sends it over to Webb. Webb kicks it back out, and he's looking inside. Nice move there to Turner. Turner converts the 2 points, and St. Gen is satisfied with letting the clock run out, and it's 39-22 at the half. St. Gen in the lead as both teams go in at the half, looking to try and motivate, make some adjustments, and see where it comes out. As you always know, it's a tale of two halves, so what came out the first one may not be the second. So we'll be back in a little while as we take a quick break for halftime. Welcome to another night of SGHS Sports. Before we get to the action, let's talk about the team behind our broadcast, Ciro's Family Restaurant. For over 30 years, this downtown St. Gen landmark has been a local favorite, known for its incredible pizza, delicious sandwiches, varietal pasta, and cool suds. Whether you're dining in, enjoying the patio, or just need a quick bite, with curbside pickup, Ciro's has you covered. They even have a great salad bar to go. Ciro's Family Restaurant, the official sponsor of the SGHS Sports Stream and Down to the Wire podcast. Grab a slice and let's get ready to cheer on the Dragons. Click on the QR code or go online to check out their updated menu at cirosrestaurant.com/menus. Welcome to another night of SGHS Sports. right, coming back from the half here as both teams looking to start here in 36 seconds. St. Gen on top right now, 39-22 if you're just tuning in to start the third quarter of play. St. Gen has been able to get up early, 18-0 to start off the first quarter of play. And both teams have definitely put up a couple of fouls on either side. So we're going to see how this comes down to the wire here in the fourth quarter, as Hayti has definitely more guys off the bench who are mobile and ready to play than St. Gen. St. Gen's going to have to keep their composure and try to stay strong here as going into the fourth quarter. They may be out of gas. Well, we start the third quarter here, 39-22. St. Gen will inbound as the ball is going to be given to Bennett. Bennett dishes it out to Bosler, and we'll see how the teams made their adjustment at half here. Bosler kicks it out to Bennett. Bennett swings it back out to Bosler, over to Dom. Dom looking inside, nothing there. Dribbles around and kicks it back out to Bennett. Bennett thought about it, he found himself too far out, and Dom swings it back to Bennett. He works it inside to Bosler. Stomberg underneath and throws it away as he tries to dish back up the top of the key, and it's going to be stolen by Hayti as they drive down the court. And the shot on board misses, and it is rebounded and bounced out of bounds by Hayti as St. Gen will retain possession, and they lucked out of that. Turnover. Hunter over to Dom as Hunter slowly and methodically brings it across. They give it over to Stomberg. Stomberg kicks it to Bennett. Little fake inside. He's trapped underneath. 3 men on him, and nice move around. Gets the shot off. It's going to be rebounded by number 12, Combat. Combat kicks it over real fast, throws it over to Payne. Payne, nice move inside as he converts 2 points. And St. Gen gets the ball in and turns it over real quick to Hunter, and then turned over again to Bosler. Bosler almost turns it over again, and it's going to be a jump ball, and it is going to be a turnover by Hayti. Great move, defensive movement there, good hands, and you definitely see a little bit of a difference in their moves here as Hayti comes out with the ball underneath as number 2, Love, looks to inbound, kicks it over to Webb. Webb swings it over to Combat, who then finds Payne. Payne drives inside, and Taylor gets his own rebound and puts it in for 2. And looks like he stepped on Hunter's foot as he goes out, and Fritsch is going to have to replace Hunter. And that's going to be a tough blow to start off the game here for St. Gen as Hunter's down on the bench here. No telling how long it'll take for him to recover here. Bennett swings it back over to Dom. Nice move by Bosler. Kicks it over to Fritsch, and Fritsch loses the ball, and it's going to be a turnover as Hayti gets the ball. 6:29 left to play in the third quarter. It's 39-26. Hayti right now on the move, as number 4, Javante Payne, brings the ball up. Kicks it over to Webb. Webb looking to go inside. Kicks it over to Love. Love back over to Payne. Payne taking it inside. Almost throws it away. Webb from up deep and hits the tray. And that's the first one they connected with tonight. And Dom picks the ball up as they look to bring it down here. A lot more pressure here by Hayti defensively as they cut the margin to 10 here. And Dom gets a turnover. Hayti gets the ball. Nice defensive play there by Bennett to get the ball back out of bounds. And the ball will remain Hayti here as Love inbounds over to Webb. Webb swings it out over to Combat. Combat looking inside, trying to find Taylor. As Love has the ball, he looks to go inside, kicks it back out to Combat. Combat for 3, and it's off the glass, rebounded over by Bennett. Bennett gives it to Dom. St. Gen looks to push. Nice inside move and fake here to Bosler. Bosler kicks it out to Stomberg. Too short on the 2-point jump shot. Misses, rebounded by Webb. Webb gives it over to Payne. Payne drives and throws it out to Webb. Webb hits the tray, and timeout for Coach Coleman, who did not like that start for the third quarter for St. Gen, as turnovers and missed shot opportunities are definitely going to hurt the St. Gen Dragons. With 5:15 left to play in the third quarter, nice pickup and move here by the visiting Indians, and we will be back in a moment. you're just tuning in, with 5:15 left to play in the third quarter, St. Gen 39, the visiting Indians 32, as Hayti has come out of the chute hard, scored quite a few on turnovers, hit a couple trays, and are now knocking at the door to St. Gen. St. Gen looks to take the ball out after the timeout, called by Coach Coleman. I believe that was his third timeout, so St. Gen only has 2 left to go, while Hayti has 4. Bennett inbounds over to Johnson. Johnson back to Bennett. Bennett over to Bosler. Bosler back to Bennett. Bennett back to Bosler. Bosler penetrates inside, looking for a slant. He takes the layup and converts, and that's 2 points. And St. Gen is able to get on the board here. And another 3-point shot by Webb, and he's starting to heat up here as he's hit 2 in a row, and that's 3 points. As Hayti answers back with 1 pass and a shot. Bennett inbounds in over to Bosler. Bosler back to Bennett as they methodically work the court here. And Bennett loses the ball. Hayti gives it back to Webb. Webb takes it inside, misses the layup. And Webb gets the ball, misses the shot. Fritsch is able to rebound it, gives it over to Bennett. And Bosler was going to try and make a fake move, throws it out of bounds on accident, and that'll be a turnover by Bosler, and Fritsch is out as Hunter comes in. And it's 41-35, 4:22 left to play in the third quarter. As Ford sends it over and gives it to Payne. Payne misses one off the rim, and it's going to be a battle underneath between Ford and Bennett. And looks like the ball is going to go to St. Gen here. 41-35. And Hunter looks to inbound here as he gives it to Bosler. Takes it over to Dom as they're trying to keep it in the middle here. And that's going to be a foul right there on Ford, and that may be his 3rd foul tonight. No, that's going to be his 4th foul. And so Ford picking up his 4th foul. It's the third quarter of play. I would say the coach is probably going to switch somebody in for him, and they can't figure out who to switch in here. And it looks like it's going to be Webb as Webb replaces Ford. Bennett will inbound here to Bosler as there's still kind of a half-court press. Nice throw into the side, and Bennett, though, then throws it away. Hayti able to get the ball here and gives it to Webb. Webb pushes it up front, and he's going to swing it out over to Payne. Payne back at the top to Comet. Comet back to Payne. Payne looking inside, maybe to dish to Love. Payne's going to keep the ball, though, and drive. And looks like he walked as he double stepped on that one. And that'll be a turnover by Hayti as Payne tries to drive the lane, but nothing there. Good defense there. And Hunter thought about throwing one deep, but didn't as Sutton comes in. Dom throwing it back to Hunter. Hunter looking inside, gives it to Bosler. Bosler to the sideline over there, gets Bennett. Bennett hands off to Bosler. Bosler inside, and Hunter looking to go up and dribbles and loses it. And it's pandemonium on the court, and it's going to be a foul by number 2, Isaiah Love, on Hunter, as the ball just couldn't find a home in anybody's hands. So that's his 3rd foul of the game here for Love as Bosler looks to inbound in. He inbounds it in to Hunter. Hunter looks up top, goes for 2 points off the block, hits it, and that'll be 2. It's 43-35. Combat up top here as he looks to penetrate. Nothing there. They send it out to Webb. Webb from deep and just misses that shot. Nice rebound by number 22. Dunn trying to make a move inside. Wasn't able to get it. Bennett ends up with it thanks to Bosler, and a turnover on the pass there as Hunter couldn't quite come up with the ball. Not really much sense of urgency there to pick it up, and nice job by Hayti jumping on it. Timeout called by their coach, and Hayti will get possession of that ball. It's 43-35, 2:52 left to play in the third quarter as St. Gen leads, but Hayti's on the move. We'll be back. so we're taking off here after the timeout by Hayti. That's their second timeout. They have 3 left. 2:52 left to play. St. Gen up 43-35. Payne brings the ball up. Kicks it over to Webb. Webb looks back over to Combet. Combet over to Love. Love over to Payne. Payne at top of the key. Not afraid to drive. Nice inside pass. It's interpreted by Hunter. He's able to kick it out. Combet shoots the tray. Misses and elevated. Payne in the air, and he tips it out of bounds. St. Gen will keep the ball. And looks like Stomberg will replace Bennett here. As you can see, a little bit of tiredness from the Dragons. They inbound in. Hunter kicks it back over to Dom. Dom diagonal over to Bosler. Bosler move inside over to Hunter for a 3. And Hunter is off. Good rebound there by number 22, Dunn. Dunn kicks it out real quick to number 4, Javante Payne. Payne wasting no time, driving the hole and draws the foul. And that'll be a blocking foul on the ground as Hayti will take the ball out. And Taylor will replace number 22, Jaheim Dunn, as Grant inbounds in. Grant gives it up over to Payne. Payne top of the key here. Payne driving. Nice inside move and pass over to number 10, Grant. Grant, easy bucket underneath from the block. Dom gets the ball in from Hunter. Hunter looking to throw over to Stomberg. Stomberg pulls up, gives it to Dom. Dom pull up, free throw shot extended and hits it for the hard 2. (45-37) here, minute 48. Referee timeout as one of the players needs to tie their shoe. Equipment safety is always important here as Payne gets the ball in from Webb. And Webb will bring it up as St. Gen on defense here. Minute 44 left to play in the third quarter. Relatively fast here. Webb moving a little ball here and there as Payne has the ball up top. Looking to drive. Nice play by Dom as he steals the ball, and it's going to be a foul on Payne as he tries to get it back. As he falls on Dom, and that's going to be a foul, and that's going to be Payne's 4th foul in the third quarter. Minute 33 is 2 of the ball handlers for Hayti are in foul trouble, and he will be replaced by number 14, Tamarin Turner. Hunter kicks it out over to Dom as they still are in a 1-2-2 press. Hunter back in. St. Gen able to bring the ball over, gives it to Dom at the top of the key. Is a 1-2-2 defense here. As they jump the player, Dom loses the ball. Bosler one-on-one, and easy layup there by Isaiah Love as Bosler backs off. Hunter back over, minute 7 here as it's 45-39, and they're putting pressure on St. Gen. They're moving around here, and St. Gen gets it over, looking to kick it out, and they do to Dom. Dom back over to Hunter. Good defense there by Hayti as they're all over the place. St. Gen moving the ball a little bit here, working a shot inside. Hunter looking to throw inside, nothing there. Nice ball rotation going on right now as they swing it over to Stomberg. Stomberg back over to Hunter. Hunter throws it away, trying to go to Bosler. They give it to number 10, Dwayne Grant. Grant draws the foul on the 2-point shot, and he'll go to the line. Foul on Hunter, who has 3 fouls now with 29.4 seconds left. Hayti making good use of the defense and turnovers. As Grant goes to the line, he'll get 2 shots. As St. Gen tries to catch their breath. Grant misses the first one as Bennett comes in. He'll replace Hunter. And looks like Fritsch. It looked like he was going to come in, but I think they pulled that off. And with 29 seconds left, 45-39, Grant looking to hit his second one, and he does. And it's a 5-point game with 29 seconds left as Hayti has definitely made a quick and fast comeback of the third quarter with this press. Bosler gets the ball, looks to drive. He does, draws the foul, misses the shot. But it looks like a foul is going to be on 0, Keanthony Taylor. And that's Taylor's first foul. So Bosler goes to the line here, trying to hit 2. St. Gen so far has been pretty solid on the free throw line, and it's kept them in this game as Bosler hits his first one. And it looks like Fritch is going to come in for Sutton with 20 seconds left. 46-40, 20 seconds in the third quarter. Bosler looking to hit his second of two. Hayti looking to push fast here. And he hits the second one. And there's a sub here as Sutton looks to go in for Alex Bosler. And Bosler goes out with 20 seconds left. St. Gen looking to press here as they're in a 2-2-1 full court press, looking to jump and trap if they can. Webb easily comes over and St. Gen pulls back. They're in a zone, trying to play a little defense. And Webb's going to try and shoot this, I got a feeling. He's going to pull back. Nice move on inside. He shoots inside for two, and he hits it. And nice job by Webb. As it's 47-42, St. Gen retains a 5-point lead as Hayti has slowly but methodically made a comeback, and this is definitely a game for entertainment. We got 57 seconds on the timeout clock before we start the fourth quarter. We'll be back in a moment.
Looking for the perfect spot in downtown Ste. Genevieve? Come enjoy the hometown flavor of Ciro's Restaurant, where great food, friendly faces, and unforgettable meals are always on the menu. From classic comfort dishes to crowd favorite pizzas and pastas, Ciro's serves up fresh, delicious plates that keep locals coming back and visitors talking. Bring your family, meet your friends, or make it a night out because every meal feels special at Ciro's. Ciro's Restaurant, downtown Ste. Genevieve. Here, good taste comes naturally.
All right, starting the beginning of the fourth quarter here. It's been a back-and-forth battle. Hayti came out pretty slow in the first half, allowing St. Gen to have a significant lead on them, but they have definitely made adjustments after half in the third quarter as they're starting to heat up here, and they have definitely cut the difference to just 5 as we go into the fourth quarter with 8 minutes left on the clock. They do have 2 of their starters, though, that are in foul trouble with 4 right now. Dom has a ball inside and dishes it to Hunter. Hunter looking to shoot. He is stuffed, and ball goes back, and Bosler is able to steal the pass. He's got a 1-on-3. He drives and draws the foul on the layup. Nice job as Webb tries to get position for a charge, was not able to get there in time, and Bosler will go to the line with 7:40 left to play. That's only Webb's second foul. He's played pretty solid ball tonight and pretty smart ball too. So Bosler on the line. And in and out on the first one. Bosler looking to shoot his second of 2 here. As Payne enters the game here. Payne, Grant, and Webb there as Bosler hits his second one. St. Gen peels off here. They're trying to save some energy for the end. Payne just takes it coast to coast, misses, and rebounded by Taylor. Taylor just takes it up and hits 2. And Hunter in trouble here as he picks the ball up, slings it over to Bosler. Bosler able to cross, gives it to Dom. Dom throws up a little lollipop off the glass layup, hits it in, and converts. Payne wasting no time, drives, and hits 2 himself. And Hunter dishes it back out to Bosler. Dom back over to Hunter. Hunter gets it to Bosler. Bosler's able to get it over. Nice stutter step on Bosler's part. Good inside pass to Stomberg. Stomberg gets hit. Bennett's able to recover. And Hayti defense is heating up. Dom looking inside, gives it to Bosler. Bosler tries to throw it inside, bounces out. Bennett for 3, not able to convert. Rebounded by Payne, who's going to drive. He's going to try and take it all the way, and that's going to be a foul on Dom for the body as Payne pushes the issue. Nice job bringing the ball down and wasting no time. Draws the foul. The ball is going to be on the ground, and that's the second foul by Dom. 50-46, 6:38 as the action heats up here. They dish it out to Webb. Webb has been getting hot, and he remains hot as he hits a tray, and that brings it within 1. And Hunter sends it over to Dom. Dom brings it over to Bennett. Bennett waits, kicks it back over to Dom as St. Gen trying to find something inside to convert with. They sling it over to Bennett. Bennett trapped in the corner here. And looks like Coleman calls a timeout, leaving him with just one left, I think. Maybe two left. So he's got two left here. And 6:15 left to play. It's 50-49. St. Gen hanging on by a thread as they've seen their lead cut to just one. And Hayti knocking on the door. And we'll be back in a moment. St. Gen will inbound here sideline to Bosler. 6:13 on the clock. Bosler kicks the ball up, dishes it over to Stomberg. Hunter wastes no time shooting the ball, misses. Stomberg goes for the rebound, and it is hit out of bounds by Keanthony Taylor, number 0. And St. Gen will retain the ball as they look to inbound on the baseline, or I should be underneath. Bosler is given the ball, gives it inside to Dom. Dom wide open, hits the tray, misses, and it's going to be a jump ball with Bennett and looks like Webb coming down with it at the same time. Sutton replaces Stomberg. 6:01, 50-49. St. Gen leading by 1. And Payne brings the ball down. All right, he gives it back to Webb. Webb's going to take the ball. Webb's been pretty hot right now, so St. Gen's definitely got to be watching him, not leaving anything wide open. Bosler bird dogging him right now as he tries to help on the inside with Taylor. Big man, tough to handle underneath. St. Gen's done a decent job doing that tonight, but they've left the arc a little bit open, and Hayty's starting to get hot as Wayne basically gets the ball stolen by Sutton. Sutton dishes it up to Bosler. Bosler takes it down. He gets fouled on the shot. He gets 2 on that bucket on the layup, and he'll go to the line. And so Bosler will go to the line for try to get a 3-point conversion here. That ball will go in. And Hayti wasting no time getting it in. Webb brings it up here. 53-49, 3-point game. 1-shot game. And that ball goes up for a 3-pointer, missed. And Taylor's able to come down with it. He is fouled on the shot underneath from the block. He misses the shot, so he'll go and shoot 2 here for the Indians. 5:18 left to play in the fourth quarter. 53-49. And Taylor misses his first one. Combat comes in for Grant. He replaces him for Hayti. Webb back on defense there. And he misses his second one. Combat gets the rebound and dishes it off to Webb, who comes up underneath. And Coach Coleman's not too happy with that. And Hayti trying to work something inside. Combat picks the ball up. Payne moving the ball around here. And there's going to be a foul offensively by Taylor. And that's going to be a turnover. And that'll be Taylor's second foul. And looks like they will replace Taylor with number 22, Jaheim Dunn. As Dunn comes in. Hunter dishes it off there. Gets it in. Hunter's got the ball. Pushes it up the middle over to Bennett. Got a 2-on-1 and is not able to keep it in bounds. Nice move and assist as Bosler sees Hunter. Nice little rebound finger roll, 2-point conversion there. 4:43 left to play. Combat has the ball at the top. He's looking to drive. Pulls up. Rotates his feet. Dominic gets the ball and is struggling to bring it down against the defense. And he pulls up, gives it to Bosler as they slow down a little bit. Dominic back inside to Bosler. Bosler looks to kick inside over to Sutton. Sutton quick off the block and hits the 2 points there. 4:18 is 57-49. Little momentum shift here. Payne throws it over to the outside to Combat. Combat looking. He finds Webb. Webb dangerous, drives, and that's going to be a charge on Webb. Nice job there by Hunter as he sets up for the drive. Saw it coming, and Webb, as he penetrates, draws the offensive foul. And that'll be 4 fouls for Webb here as Hunter looks to inbound over to Bosler, back over to Dom, who brings it over here. And they look to try and trap, and definitely got to send the ball out fast before the trap occurs. St. Gen, good ball movement here. Looking to try and see it here. Bennett back over to Dom. Dom over to Hunter. Hunter inside over to Bosler, and they give it up to Hunter. Hunter drives, misses, rebounded by Combat. Combat drives and is fouled by Alex Bosler. Bosler had his arm around him, and it was easy to see from the angle of the referee's point of view, and that was an easy one to call. That'll be Bosler's 3rd foul, and looks like he will go to the line. Nope, looks like they're going to say he was on. It was a foul on the court, so before the shot occurred. 57-49, 3:31 left to play here. Both teams back and forth as Webb gets loose and misses the tray. Bounced off to Payne. Payne gets the rebound, converts off the block on the putback, and that'll be 2 points for Hayti as St. Gen tries to bring it across. And Bosler draws the foul by Webb, and that'll be it for Webb as he draws his 5th foul. And that's a huge hit for Hayti as one of their best shooters just went out. And 3:17 left to play, 57-51. And Bosler's going to go to the line and shoot 2 off that foul. Bosler hits the first of 2, 58-51. 3:17 left to play right now. St. Gen has 1 timeout left, and it looks like Hayti has 3. So Bosler misses a second one. It's going to be rebounded by Hayti. Payne wastes no time going down the court, loses the ball. It's turned over, and Sutton's able to get it, gives it to Dom, and Hunter almost loses the ball there. Passes it over to Bennett. Bennett back over to Dom. Dom to Bennett. Bennett back over to Hunter as they're playing keep away to burn clock right now. And they're working it inside here as they stay wide. And if they get an easy shot on the block, they're going to take it, I'm sure, or they'll work a foul. This could be it. Nope, they kick it back out. Back to Bosler. Bosler pulls. Nice ball movement by St. Gen. 2:39 left to play. And Dom almost trips and falls on the defensive play by Payne. Nice job there by him. Hunter has the ball, kicks it over to Bosler. Bosler back to Dom. Dominic back over to Hunter. Hunter's getting dangerously close, going back court. Bennett back over to Dom. Nice move by Dom to try and get some ball movement. Inside over to Hunter. Hunter's got a one-on-one underneath. Oh, and he gets his own rebound and put back, and it goes in. And it's 60-51. 2 minutes left to play. Payne takes the ball. He's looking to drive. He takes it in. Misses the shot. Dominic gets the rebound, kicks it back out over to Sutton, and I believe that's going to be a foul on Payne. Let's see where the call is. That is going to be a foul on Payne. That'll be his 4th foul, or 5th foul, and that's it for Payne. And he will be replaced by Grant. And looks like Dominic will go to the line and shoot 2 here on this as we are in bonus round right now. Minute 52 left to play here, 60-51. 1 timeout left for St. Gen, 3 for Hayti. A lot of game left, and anything can happen. The team can get hot real quick as Dom hits his first one. extending the lead to 10. And St. Gen pulls back all defenders or rebounders. They don't want to draw a foul here. They want to keep the clock going as Dom hits his second. Hayti wastes no time, goes to push here as number 12, Combat, brings it down, shoots up the tray from deep, hits an air ball. Dom, ball's all over the place, and looks like Sutton over to Dom. Dom kicks it over to Bennett. Bennett up middle. Bennett gets fouled by number 10, Dwayne Grant, to stop the clock, and that's only his second foul. They could spare it. And looks like he'll go to the line here for 2 as it slows down, and the Dragons and Hayti Indians are able to catch their breath. Bennett misses his first one, shows a little frustration there. Indians looking to push on a miss. And the shot is made. Hayti gets it in real quick, and Ford will bring it up. He drives inside and hits the layup. Nice job by Ford, not wasting any time, and pushes. Hunter inbounding it to Bosler. Bosler trapped underneath, tries to get it out. Steal by Ford, and shot is missed. And Bosler gets the ball, calls St. Gen's last timeout with 1:12 left. St. Gen up by 10, and we'll be back in a moment.
Looking for the perfect spot in downtown St. Genevieve? Come enjoy the hometown flavor of Ciro's Restaurant, where great food, friendly faces, and unforgettable meals are always on the menu. From classic comfort dishes to crowd favorite pizzas and pastas, Ciro's serves up fresh, delicious plates that keep locals coming back and visitors talking. Bring your family, meet your friends, or make it a night out, because every meal feels special.
Come back after the timeout. The Dragons have no more timeouts to stop the clock, so they play until they go. 63-53, 1:12. Dragons are taking the ball out. Fourth quarter as they lead. They inbound quickly to Bennett. Bennett dishes it over to Bosler. Bosler looks to push up the court, breaks the press, and is fouled immediately by number 11, LaDon Webb. Webb picks up the foul here and puts Bosler on the line, which is about all they can do right now to keep the ball out of St. Gen's hands. So with 3 fouls now on Webb, Bosler goes to the line looking to convert. And Bosler misses the first one. 63-53, 1:06 left. Hayti looks to push on this one. And another miss as he misses both free throws. And Combat brings it in and shot up. Hunter will rebound on the miss. And Dom gets the ball, looks to bring it. And that'll be a foul by Taylor. As Taylor runs into Dom, that may be his third foul, and it is. And Dom will go to the line as St. Gen tries to put this one out of bounds here, or out of reach, I should say. If Dom can hit 2, it would be a tough task. Not impossible with 50 seconds left to play and no timeouts. Hayti has 3 timeouts. Dom hits his first one. 64-53, 50 seconds left to play, or 50.7 if you want to count that extra 7 seconds. And he hits the second one. So Hayti looking to inbound. They give it to Ford. He's driven a couple times underneath and looks to pull up. And there's another foul on the court. And let's see who this is against. And that is going to be against Sutton as a defensive defensive foul holding as number 22, Jaheim Dunn, comes in for Taylor. Taylor, I think, has a little bit of a nosebleed or something going on there. So Hayti looking to inbound, and they do to Ford. Ford converts on the layup again. Nice job by him. Dom gives it to Bosler. Bosler gets it across court, kicks it over to Hunter, and Hunter is immediately fouled, and he'll go to the line, 65 to 55, 30.9 seconds left. And Hunter goes to the line for two. So Jeffrey hits the first of two here, 66 to 55. You look to see the Indians push quickly as time is not on their side. They still have 3 timeouts. And Hunter hits the second one. They will deny the inbound as Ford wastes no time hustling down. Kicks it out to number 14, Turner. Turner misses the shot, rebounded by Dunn. Dunn takes it back up and is fouled by Sutton, and that'll be 2 points as he'll go to the line, try to convert into a 3 here with 21 seconds left, 67 to 57. Dunn will shoot on this one. St. Gen looks to rebound. This is going to be a one shot here. And he shoots and misses. Rebounded by Hunter. Hunter is immediately fouled by number 22, Jaheim Dunn. And Hunter will go to the line for two. That'll be Dunn's third foul of the night. As Jeffrey Hunter goes to the line. Hits his first one, 68 to 57. With 18.5 seconds left and 3 timeouts. Hayti's opportunities are dwindling down as Hunter throws this one up and hits it. And they kick it over to Ford. Ford pushing, looks to pull up here. Goes inside, nice move, misses. Dunn gets the rebound and 2 points back in and converts. 5 seconds left. They give it to Sutton, and both teams are going to concede at this point. And St. Gen is going to win this one 69 to 59. And St. Gen goes to 6-1 on the season. So nice job and hats off to them for the win tonight. As we come to a close, St. Gen will next play in the holiday tournament over at Park Hills, both boys and girls, right after Christmas. So come out and see them if you want to see some good basketball and a little fun time. And we will not be back until the new year, as I believe the girls basketball program will have a game around the 2nd or 3rd of January, I believe, at noon or 1 o'clock coming up in January. And that'll be the next time we will touch base. So thanks for tuning in tonight. And as always, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. Be safe out there.